I need to make the, listen to me. Papa's going live on the computer, so I have to make this real quick, and then I can talk to you tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kellie. Happy birthday to you. You're up.
I gotta go.
Okay, I gotta go, sweetie. I'll talk to you later. Love you. Okay, bye-bye. Popeye said hi and love you.
Hi, folks. So how's everybody doing out there this evening? Sardines. Wait a minute. I got to scroll back. What are we doing here?
Yeah, we're playing a game.
Bandana, you playing games on me here? Chad Benton. Hi, Chad. How are you this evening? And who else we got in here?
Renee's in here.
Renee. June Gall. Hi, June. So how is everybody doing on this Tuesday that we had the crazy storm come through here last night? Town not too far away from us had a tornado touchdown, ripped the top off of a house and took 2 people out of the house with it. So
I was just down the street from Sean. That's what Sean said.
Yeah.
And they're still without power.
So, June, you're very frustrated. What are you frustrated over, pray tell? Homemaker on the homestead. Good evening. I guess I don't recognize you, but Sherry might.
Oh, they have storms right now.
I tried, and thanks. Well, you're welcome. So, I think we have enough people in here to bring the program up.
Give it a start.
Give it a start, she says. Okay.
The lady can't find us.
I thought she was in here.
No.
Why can't she find us?
I don't know.
There she is. She's here.
There she is.
Where
are they at? See? She says, there you are.
Where were you looking for us at?
You went down the wrong hallway.
I don't know why it wouldn't be on the channel. Okay, June. And by the way, I spent a fair amount of time looking at that video you asked us to look at, and I saw absolutely nothing wrong with it. I didn't see anything wrong with it at all. Just so you know. Normally you bring up a list of channel videos, you see one that says live. This one doesn't say live, huh? It should. I think we're live. We're live, aren't we?
Yep.
I got pinched. Okay, well, one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight is sound in a video. A lot of times you can't do your videos under the most ideal conditions. You're outside, you've got a lot of background noise. Perhaps there's a guy mowing his grass 3 or 4 houses down the way or something, and you just hear this constant rumble and what have you. Obviously, the best way to not have to try to get rid of that sound is to not get it there in the first place. So anytime you can avoid a situation like that, you're better off. However, it can't always be helped. And a good example would be we visited Kid Road, Ohio yesterday, and Living on a Dime was there. Tara was there. And we did a kind of a meetup at Lehman's, the hardware store. So we wanted to do a quick video together. And obviously you can't do something like that inside the store. So if you go outside, there's some different areas, but what we found a little bit off the beaten path, if you would, a gazebo that we could sit down in and leastwise have a conversation. But 30 foot away from it was a large air conditioner that was just constantly running. And so we got a fair amount of noise in the background on a video clip. I have not had the time yet to edit these out, but let me do this. Let me just bring up Filmora, and I have a couple of the clips already loaded in here, and we'll just go to this this first one right here, and I'll bring that down into there we go. Brought that down into the timeline, if you would, on the program, and I'm just going to play a little bit of it raw here.
I don't know, but I'm not sure. Maybe should we call them and ask before we leave? Because I hate to leave and then find out we can't use both of them.
Well, I mean, this is up and running, so we can always do another one. It's no big deal.
Okay, you two go ahead.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about?
I don't care.
I don't know what to talk about.
I have 78 minutes left.
Oh, wow. You got a long time. Okay, let's see.
Okay, so as you can hear, there's a lot of, you could use the term hiss, background static, general noise, but there's just noise in the background that would make the entire video much better sounding if it wasn't there. Now, keep in mind, Filmora is not a top-notch audio editor. It's not a very expensive program, although there are some very good free audio editors. But if you were to take a standalone audio editor and edit this piece of audio, then you'd have to sync it back up with the visual, and that could take you hours to get it so that it didn't look like the lips were off from the speaking, and I'm sure you've all seen things like that. Well, within Filmora, in order to edit the audio, you have to remove it from the video clip. And to do that, you just do a right click in the timeline, and there is a feature here called Audio Detach. And when you do that, it just took the audio out of the video. So now, if you double click on the audio, it brings up a small editing program to work on the audio. It gives you a fair amount of choices. You can control the speed. There is a volume control here. You have a fade in and a fade out. You have a pitch control. There is an equalizer. And they have one more little feature here called denoise, and it's to remove background noise. So what I'm going to do, just so you can hear the difference, is I'm going to continue playing the clip. I'm going to first click on, well, I'll start the clip, then I'm going to click on remove background noise. It starts out at weak, I'll move it to mid, and then I'll move it to strong. You'll be able to hear the differences. So here it is raw.
I don't know. What do your viewers want to know? What do your viewers like?
So now I'll come over and I'll say remove the background noise.
Maybe yours.
Well, that doesn't help me. Okay.
And I think you heard a difference there.
Alex is right up there.
So now we'll move it to the mid strength.
Oh, I forget what the other one was.
Okay, let's talk about the Instant Pot. Or, I mean, the air fryer.
Air fryer?
Okay, let's talk about that. You convinced me to get an air fryer, okay? Let's go.
Oh, did she?
And if I move it all the way to strong,
Really? Oh, man.
At Colts Cash, and they sent me $5 for my birthday.
now bear in mind that has pulled the entire volume down.
Okay, so let's talk about all that. Let's talk about all that.
But we're going to leave it sit right here for a second.
That's true. That's right. Okay.
Well, you can take some.
We'll stop the video. There is an audio mixer. Actually, I guess it's just behind the chat, but if you have the program up, there's an audio mixer above the timeline on the right-hand side kind of underneath the time zones. Let me pull the same thing over here so you can see. Right here where I have the mouse, that is an audio mixer. So if I click on that, that will bring up my different tracks. And audio, you see, is separated off into this track. It knows there's a video clip. It thinks there's audio there, but there's not. And here, I can simply raise that volume back up. There's a little test play button down here.
Yeah, I probably picked. Do I have enough time left on the phone to record this?
So that brought the audio back up. So now let's continue playing the track here. And although a lot of the hiss is gone, you can hear that the voices have somewhat distorted.
Yeah, I probably picked. Do I have enough time left on the phone to record this too? Then I can take some of it.
If you want, take my phone and then I'll just.
Well, let's see how far we can get.
Okay. The way to adjust the sound is through the equalizer. If I were doing this for production, I would go back to the mild setting. That still leaves in some, but then I can adjust. Then there's less adjustment in the equalizer. But just for the purposes that's this demonstration, and we can go both ways with it. We'll leave it on the strong. We'll play the clip. And I'll use the equalizer. I'll say custom. And I'm sure you've all seen an equalizer like this in different.
I always think it's Hawaii, but it's
different types of boom boxes or whatever, or even on your car stereo. A lot of times they'll have an equalizer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to.
All right, you ready?
Okay, folks, Labor Day here. We are in
Adjust this.
Layman's. Look who I found looking at a picture on the wall. Tara was living on a dime. You know, Colorado, Ohio. Yeah, you think I'd find her? And
Just a jump.
Yeah, hop, skip, and a jump.
Yeah.
So with just some slight changes, you have improved the quality of the sound tremendously.
I've always wanted to see Layman's. I've gotten their catalog for like 20 years, and I just drooled over it.
And it makes it a lot more pleasant to listen to.
It's actually smaller than what I expected.
I'm going to hit cancel here.
They fit a lot of stuff in there.
They have a huge amount of stuff.
And let's go back to the mild setting.
But it's actually physically smaller, but they did have
that's
all the
picked
stuff
up a little bit more background.
And I only came back
but the voices are back.
Surprise me.
I had self-control. You guys came out with more than me.
We're going to drop the bottom clear off so we're not getting any undertones.
You know, it was only one item.
So what did you get?
I got the what size? 41.5 quart All-American cannon.
Half quart. Why don't
Ladies,
they just make
don't
it?
kill me because of that.
So that, how many, does that mean you could, 19 quarts, you can can 19 quarts at a time. Now why didn't they just make it 20?
I have no idea. But lifting this thing without any water in it.
So that's getting the voice quality back.
So this is what I was saying. I'm hoping on.
We'll move it back over to strong.
Yeah, but
you just heard a motorcycle going up the road there. You're not going to get rid of all the sounds.
Carry it. I don't can on my stove. I have a glass top stove.
The lady is asking, Daryl, because it is automatically matched, you don't have to fuss with an audio editor. Is that correct?
You are trying to convince me
to buy an air fryer.
All right. We haven't, although the audio is detached from the clip, it is in perfect sync. If you take a standalone, I need to say this correctly, if you take a standalone audio editor and you were to separate the audio out like this, remove it, put it into that editor, edit the sounds, and then re-import it back in, at that point, you've lost your synchronization between the actual video and audio. So you're going to have to move things back and forth a little bit at a time until you get it synced back up where the lips meet the voice, I guess is the best way to put it. Now, a trick to make that easier is before you export that, somewhere where you know you're going to cut something out, you clap your hands loud or smack something on the table so you have a definite spike sound that makes it much easier to line back up.
There was also a question, is it true that somewhere in Filmora you can find the audio stream opposite the video stream?
The audio stream, but I'm not sure I understand the question. What do you mean?
That's B Lady. Let me go back up a little bit and find it. That's just what the question was. Is it true that somewhere in Filmora you can find the audio stream opposite the video stream?
Okay, if you can clarify that question a little bit, because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. What I've done here so far at this point, just to recap, is I've taken the raw, actually it's a .mov file, and I have separated the audio and video. So they're in two separate tracks. And this allows me to work on the audio without affecting the video in any way, shape, or form, and yet keep it in perfect time. Okay, I can see now it's opposite the video. You mean because of the two lines like this? Is that what you're referring to? Yes, there is an undo. I think it's good for the last, and I'd have to check this because I don't use it more than 3 or 4 times, but there is an undo. I think it's good for the last 50 moves. If you watch my mouse, right up here, there's a little arrow right here that goes back, and that undoes your last change. So if I wanted to, what I'm doing is I'm highlighting both clips so they're both the same, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to move up here and I'm going to cut them, and I'm going to take the center of it out. So I've just taken a whole section of that clip clear out. It's not there anymore. So now when you play it, it's just going to jump at that point. Let me get up here closer.
Trying to convince me
To buy an air fryer.
to buy an air fryer.
Another one last week.
Okay. I'm sure you probably all saw that just jump.
Basket, the biggest basket they had.
Now, I decided that I didn't want to do that, so I can come back to my arrow key here, go backwards. I put the clips back in. I go back one more time, takes the cut out. One more time, takes the first cut out. Now we're right back to the absolute original where we were at before I made any of those cuts. So I actually took the video and dissected a section out of it and decided, no, I want it back. So I just hit the back arrow and undid everything.
Roberta is asking, can you use keyboard shortcuts like Control-Z to undo?
There are various shortcuts. And with a lot of programs, the shortcut keys are not the same. So, in this particular case, Control-Z is the undo. And of course, you can go back too far and go forward again. That's Control-Y. To cut it is a Control-B. To delete a section, just hit the delete key. So yes, there are keyboard shortcuts. But I didn't want to go that far tonight, but you brought it up, so we're there.
B-Lady is asking, like, if you want to use the end of one video as a standalone and also as part of the original. I don't know if you can duplicate videos.
Sure you can. Let me do this. What I'm going to do, and I have no idea where this is in the video. Well, let me do this. Let me just all right, we'll kind of start over here again. I have my video clip here, so I'm going to put it in the timeline, and at roughly 3 minutes here, I'm going to cut it, and I just have the first 2 minutes and 51 seconds of this video, and I'm going to delete the rest of the video. Now I can take this video, I can do a right click and copy it, or I could do a Control-C. So let me just copy it. Wherever I put my timeline marker, right now it's at the end of the video, I can do a Control-V, it will insert it. I can also do a right click, paste. So now I've taken that and just duplicated that 2 minutes and 51 seconds, and I can do that time and time and time again. I can also take this part of this 2 minutes and 51 seconds and go into edit, and I say play this in reverse. I think we did this with Bandana's granddaughter's video here. I'll say okay. So now this second part of this will actually be in reverse, complete with voice in reverse. So be careful what you say. Oh, it wants to render this before. And the reason it does that is because you've put so much into memory. It needs to render out the video to give you a smooth playback. They didn't used to have this feature in here, and it would get real jerky, and people didn't know what they were getting because they didn't take time to render it out. And if this may, well, ask a couple more questions because it's about a third of the way done. Can I make her do the chicken dance again?
Don't know where that came from.
I don't know, Coco.
When did you make Tara do the chicken dance? Can you explain that a little bit more in depth?
That is correct, B-Lady. Yeah, because I took the entire clip and I just said run this backwards. So that's what it's doing right now. Is it's rendering that part of the clip and going backwards. Now, if you change the speed, that will automatically raise the tone of voice. But there is also a pitch shift where it doesn't alter the speed, but it does alter the pitch of the voice. Forward and backward, forward and backward.
A huge amount of stuff.
Okay,
but it's actually physically smaller, but they did have all the
and
stuff.
And it's almost to where I added the second part.
I only came back out with one little bag.
That surprised me.
I had self-control. I could. You guys came out with more than me.
So I don't know what language they're speaking there, but I didn't understand it. So you can, if you want, you can just mute that part at that part. That way you have the video actually going backwards. It's a little hard to tell in this particular type of video, but if you have something in motion like somebody running or a car driving down the road, it's very, you can pick that up, the backwards very quickly. So we'll do the undo key. We'll get back to where we were.
My sister is in the chat. I'm sorry.
Oh.
She says she's watching but using her iPad.
Well, hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda. Now if we can just figure out how to get her to...
Just say hello?
Well, I've never used an iPad, so I don't know where she would...
Can you speed it up like chipmunks? Yes, let me do this. Let me detach the audio. And we'll want to edit the audio.
That was one. Just because it was this big. And I made baked potatoes. I put a little oil, a little extra enough oil, and then I put that salt, and I put those in the air fryer, and they were done for 10 minutes.
Oh wow! So you just coat the food with oil. So you're using like a half a tablespoon, a teaspoon, probably compared to.
And normally I don't even, if I make fried chicken, I'll say maybe I'll put an egg or milk and then.
Okay, now what I did there, Kitchen Fairies talk. Yeah, what I did there was I just adjusted the audio, which obviously is not what you'd want to do, I don't think. Let me go back to bringing the raw clip back in again. And with all this playing around, I've never hurt the raw clip. It's always been just the way that it's been. You're not going to destroy your original. We can go into this on edit, and we can control the speed of the entire video, which will also control the audio. So we'll just run it up to 3 times speed. And maybe that's too fast. So let's go back into edit. And we will drop it back down to 2 times.
He doesn't have a spot. Okay, anyone in this chat room using an iPad?
I have 78 minutes left.
Oh, wow. You got a long time. Okay, long time.
Besides my sister, can't figure out where to type in any chat.
I would think the chat would be cleared out at the bottom here.
Well,
on an iPad.
Right there's the bottom of her iPad and there's nothing there.
I don't know.
Coco, see, not only can I type, I can talk that fast. That's talent. If she is, oh, here we go, hold on. If she is on YouTube on iPad, she has to set it to desktop.
It says don't make the video full screen though. On the iPad you see a live chat tab on the bottom of the screen. Tap that, but don't make the video full screen.
B lady, she said thank you. Now let's see if it works. We'll get my sister into the electronic YouTube era yet.
Okay.
Renee, Olivia's just adorable.
And just so you all know, Sherry's sister is one of those people clear out there by the Pacific Ocean.
Yep.
So we don't see her very often, but she's a pretty good kid.
Pretty good kid. She's older than we are, dear. She's my big sister.
Okay. So, do we have any other questions here with what we've done on this? Or anything you'd like to, anything more maybe you would like to see? The more you work with it, the easier it becomes. It's like any other program. You just can't be intimidated by it, and don't be afraid to press buttons, because you're always going to have that original. Unless you go back into your the root on your computer and delete the file, this original will remain unchanged and unhurt.
Chad, Daryl, you the man. Is there anywhere else to save a copy of your video other than the working space?
Oh, well, let me clarify this. You want to save it in progress where you can come right back to this point, or are you talking about producing the video as a finished product, saving it somewhere? That freaking announcement was hard. Nina, I'm not sure what freaking announcement.
I think we're going to see it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, your original file.
Old Alabama Gardener just gave you a compliment. Even he can understand your instructions.
Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out. So I am right now, this is like if I opened Filmora up, I had absolutely no projects started or working on anything, so I'm starting from scratch. Within my file manager, and I'm sure you've all seen something similar to this, you have to know where you have your video files. In this particular case, for the videos that I was working with, I have them, I believe, here. Yes. So I stuck them here just so I knew where they were at and could grab them. These files will not be harmed or moved out of here or changed in any way using Filmora. So what I do is I say import to media files, and I'm going to go to that same folder right here, and I'm going to import this file. This is the one we were just playing with. So this file, at this point, I've just imported into the program. I can bring it down to the timeline. And then whatever I do to it down here, and we'll just cut pieces out of it. We'll do whatever destructive things we can think of, I guess. Tell you what, I'm just going to shorten it real quick. Okay, I've now made it this long. I've just trimmed the entire back half of that video off. And I'm going to cut another section out of it. Right here in the middle. So now I have taken this, I don't know, 10, 12 minute video and cut it down to about 1.5 minutes. You can stretch your timeline out to see exactly to the frame where your timeline marker is located. See, it might have looked like it was at the very end of the video, but it's not. And there's actually a little piece of another video right here behind it. I'm hoping I'm not going too fast, but I think you can see this. Let me transition this over to the full screen so you can see it perhaps a little better. I think you can see there's a little piece of video right here. And just to show you perhaps a little bit better, I'll move the timeline right to the break. And I'm just going to put a color in there. By default, when you insert a blank color, it's 5 seconds long. All of their titles, all of their colors, everything it inserts in starts out at 5 seconds. You have two different ways. Well, there's probably more than that, but one way to adjust it is to have that section highlighted. There's a little clock here that says set duration. So the duration here is set for 5 seconds. So I'm just going to highlight it here. I'm going to change it to 1 second. Say OK. So this blue clip is taking up 1 second of time. This little bit behind it, I don't even know what it is, but we'll just play it here. So it's just a very quick flash.
I'm not sure.
The little box, I'm looking up here to see it's let me bring the other screen back over because it's hidden behind the chat. This little box right here will take whatever you've stretched out in your timeline and it will make it fit the page. The entire video will fit the page. So this video is approximately 1.5 minutes and it's covered the entire page by just hitting this little box. If I want to go in and look closer, like I said, I can stretch this video out by moving my mouse across here. I can also stretch it out with this little device here. I can then come in and I can see exactly where I'm at. And then to go back, so you see everything all together, you just click on that and you're right back. So now our 12-minute video, complete with the blue insert being chopped up.
I'm not sure. Maybe should we call them and ask before we leave? Because I hate to leave and then find out we have to use both of them.
Well, I mean, this is up and running, so we can always do another one. It's no big deal.
Okay, you two go ahead.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about then?
I don't care.
They want us to know if I can
know. What
upload
to talk about?
something from an iMovie to the CPU where she has Filmora.
Okay, so you have something on an iPad. You have a movie on an iPad, and you want to bring it into a PC to work on it. Am I understanding that correctly? Okay. the best way that I can think of for you to move your clips, well, there's two very good ways. One is to send an email to yourself with the clip attached, if your email will allow a clip of that size. Another one is to take a small thumb drive. Let me pop this out. It would be just to take a small thumb drive like this, USB drive, and download your content from your iPad onto the thumb drive, and then just plug this into a PC and upload it. The program will recognize a .mov file. Sherry uses the iPhones all the time to make the videos, and we just I have the lightning cord connected into a USB port on the PC. I mean, that's how we charge our phones, and I can also download the pictures and the videos and stuff right directly off the iPhone.
Daniel is asking if he made a movie from the free Filmora to the registered Filmora, will lose the Filmora watermark.
I don't know. I'm going to say it would be my guess, if you have a finished rendered video, it is not going to go back in and take the watermark out. However, if you have a project that you have saved and then you license the product, chances are the watermark wouldn't be there when you exported the video. Once you've exported the video, you've created a finished product. It's not going to go back in and try to remove that.
But Green Gables, remember, $45 is lifetime. It's not something that you have to renew every year and pay another certain amount.
And I certainly understand. There are, I'll be the first one to tell you, there are free editing programs out there. I have tried some of them. I find them very bulky, cumbersome, not intuitive at all, not easy to work with. And I would waste so much time attempting to get even half as much done as what I can do in just a couple minutes with this program. And we don't get, I mean, I am not affiliated with Wondershare Filmora in any way. I'm going to say $45 must be some sort of sale price. I don't know that I've ever seen it that cheap. They have a one-time fee. And I will tell you, just like I've said here the past couple of weeks, they continually come out with new features, and when I say features, I should say they come out with new elements, new backgrounds, new titles, and they sell these in packages, but you don't have to buy them. Only if you decide that you want something like that. And I'll just go ahead and we'll show you up here at the top. It says more effects, and we'll just click on here. And this is their effects store. So this is what they say are their popular effects set: blockbuster set, wedding set, chromatic filter set, bold set, gaming set, title expansion. They have some free ones. Whenever they have a free one, I grab it because I very rarely ever use anything just stock.
Okay. I forget who asked. I think it was Green Gables about the price. For the $40, that is for 1 year. That is a 1-year license. It's right here. The lifetime license, which is what we...
Oh, for $40. Okay.
For 40, right. The lifetime license, which is what we have, I think Backwoods has, and I think Nina has, Southern Arc, is $59.99. Purchase a license for personal use and enjoy free lifetime updates.
And I can tell you, we've been messing with this now for not a full year.
Right. Yeah.
And I've gone through, I'm going to say, 2 major upgrades that they have produced. So they're not just sitting on their hind legs. They're continuously improving the program, and by having the lifetime license where you get those free updates that cost you no more.
Spicy, there are three prices. The 1 year is the $39.99. That's good for 1 year only. If you want to renew it again, that's going to be another $40, or it might be higher. The second one, which I think what you and your mom may have, I know which is the one we have, is the lifetime for 1 PC, $59.99. Now, if there's multiple users in your home, from 2 to 5 PCs, that's a $179.97 price. But compared to some of the others, you just have to figure out which one you want to use.
Okay. If you go to their homepage, it is highly recommended by CNET, which I don't know. That's a almost like a computer research type company where they recommend different softwares. And they advertise there's over 5 million happy users, over 1,500 reviews.
Use the camera for making videos. I do, but we have a regular movie camera. So we both have iPhones, and we have the video camera.
I have a Canon RF 700 video cam, which does very nicely outdoors daylight. It's not so good in low light. iPhone does a very good job on doing videos. Matter of fact, with some of Sherry's cooking videos, with some of Sherry's cooking videos, I have set up, not the live event, but I've set up a webcam. I have used a separate computer Skyped into the main computer that has the webcam on it, plus 2 iPhones,
right,
plus the video camera. And so I've taken footage from 5 or 6 different devices and blended it together to make a movie. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Filmora is not the program you want to do that with. But you could take bits and pieces of all those and mix them all together with Filmora. But trying to sync them up, I have done it.
Yeah.
But it is tough.
Oh, Linda. I can't help her much because I don't have the iPad.
No, but it should be very similar to your iPhone, huh? If you go into the Filmora site, which is where I'm at, in the browser that I have put up here, just, take your time and look through it, see what you think. They do have support. I have used this support. They don't have a phone that you call. It is an email support system, but they are very responsive. If you call, getting back with you the next day, responsive. But it's a lot better than other companies I have dealt with.
That could be. B-Lady, that could be it. Maybe she's not registered. Any other interesting questions for the brain here?
And
isn't that what we have as a Surface?
Yeah, we have a Surface.
Yeah. Yeah, B-Lady says that's what she does her videos on.
Yeah, we have an old Surface 3.
She's a Surface Pro.
Yeah, ours is a Surface Pro.
Right.
But it was the
first one out.
First one out.
Right.
I have never used the Filmora Go, which is for your phones, either an iOS or an Android. I've never used it. I know there are people out here that do have it, that have used it.
Well, that's because we upload everything to the computer.
Did you see my question, McCrae? Oh, I must not have.
Hold on, hold on, Renee. I'm going to go look for it. Oh, I see where you did the spend the extra dollars and get the access to download. I'm sure that one's not it. As everything goes silent.
Very silent.
Yes.
Okay, Renee, I'm sorry, I don't see a question. I do see your statement here about spending the extra $5 and get access to download the program on another computer.
Renee, was that where it said if I want you to message me with a short video showing where to look? Is that what you were talking about? That's crazy.
Coco, bluing for extra whiteness. You mean on a completed project, or on for the live here, or I'm not sure again exactly what you're asking, Coco. But to answer your question, yes, you can use bluing for extra whiteness. Okay, I always send my videos to my YouTube file on my desktop. Now I see that. No, if you save it to YouTube, it will automatically export it into your YouTube folder on YouTube. So no, if you want to keep a video, if you want to keep a copy of the video you made, just save it to your desktop and then go through the steps to upload that video to YouTube. When you export, it will produce one video. Just for example, when I do for our live shows, I do the little 3-minute promo. Well, I take that promo and I bring it into, I'm showing you all my secrets. And I upload it into this area, which I just have titled as live show. So just for example, we had Hope's homestead on. So this was the video for hers.
Coco.
And this way I have a copy here because I played at the beginning of our live stream. For all the other videos, I just upload them directly to YouTube. If I want a copy of it later, I can go download it. I don't have room to keep all that stuff on here. I am constantly deleting files. I'm sorry, McRae Family Homestead.
No, we got it.
Okay. Keep your hair white. Well,
yeah, that's what they do with the old ladies. Bluing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess to maybe help answer your question, I use we have a light on in the room here that is the Kelvin is 5500, which has a fair amount of blue in it, daylight. And that is actually shining on a blue cloth to produce more blue so that it appears more natural in the room here.
June, that's what we need. We have well water. So when you do your wash with well water, you don't always end up with whites after 6 washes.
How long does it take to download to YouTube? It depends on the length of the video. There's 2 factors in this. The more the program has to work to reconcile the video. In other words, when you make all these changes, this stuff just kind of hangs out off to the side. And it remembers that. It knows where it is, so it can go back. But when you say export to video, that's when it renders everything together. So the more it has to do, the longer it's going to take. I have had it take, maybe as much as 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah.
But that's for a relatively lengthy video.
Yeah, but we have decent internet also.
Yes. That was going to be the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, depends on the speed of your internet. Yes, absolutely.
I'm with you, Kelly. Where are we going to get together? I love meetups.
If you make your video with Google Chat, can you transfer to Filmora?
Looky there.
Are you able to download a video from Google Chat? I don't know that much about Google Chat.
We have a YouTube virgin in the room. Oh, she'll kill me on that one.
Okay, Backwoods Ray says Filmora YouTube 8-minute video takes 15 minutes for him.
Robin, we don't have that egg smell, rotten egg smell. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay,
A friend of ours does. Oh, Lordy.
It's time.
It is 8:59.
Okay, folks. Some good friends of ours, Homesteading with the Cases, are on. They come on at 9 o'clock. So I urge every one of you to go over and tell them we sent you. And we'll do this again next Tuesday night if y'all want to do that.
Yep. Oh yeah, we have a good show on coming Monday. Thank you, Old Alabama Gardener. Pancakes. That was a trivia question for the night, Daniel. Pancakes.
Okay, folks. I'm sorry, but we have to leave because of just treating them the way we would like to be treated.
Linda.
So we will
just an FYI, we do a chat every Monday night, 9 p.m. our time. So set your watch.